Hey guys, it's Sasha with Rice and Raw, and I just want to talk about my recent food haul. And here's a picture of everything. I'm so excited. It was so much fun laying out everything too. I just get to look at all the beautiful fruit. So I'm going to just break it down for you. I have the stats here. So I have 35 pounds of generic bananas that I got from Aldi. They were 49 cents a pound, and then I have also 26 pounds of organic bananas from Aldi. They were 69 cents a pound. I also bought the two giant watermelons from Aldi. I think they were $3 or $4 each. Then I went to Stop and Shop, and I bought 18 mangoes, 18 of those amazing figs. Here's a picture of what the figs look like. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And let's see, I also got 2 pounds of organic strawberries, 1 pineapple, 6 ounces of raspberries, 4 lemons, a star fruit, bunches of organic broccoli, Amy's Organic Vegan Pizza, and the mango orange juice. That's for Joe. So all of this came to $101. I think that's a lot of fruit for $101. That's definitely a substantial amount. I'm so excited about it, and I cannot wait for the next couple of days just to, I don't know, I get so excited about fruit. Actually, someone asked me the other day, they asked, did you really like fruit before you started eating 80-10-10 or, high carb vegan? And I thought about it, and I didn't really like fruit all that much. I remember going a whole semester before that eating no fruit at all, like maybe an apple or 1 banana the entire semester. I don't know how I lived. I was also 35 pounds heavier, and thinking back, I wasn't the biggest fan of fruit. I didn't get excited about it. I just saw it as like a satellite food that I would have as a healthy snack or a healthy dessert, and other than that, I never considered fruit as a meal. And it was definitely a challenge taking that view and switching it around and having fruit as my main meals and having like mono meals. But I got to a point where when I see fruit, I get really excited. When I see someone wearing a fruit t-shirt, I approach them. So don't wear fruit t-shirts around me or else I'll come and talk to you. And I'm definitely different. People do notice in the store. I'll be buying those 2 boxes of bananas, and this woman thought it was restocking the shelves. She's like, oh, I thought you were restocking the shelves, not buying all of these. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then when I went to Stop and Shop to get all that other fruit, I didn't scream when I saw the fresh figs, but I was like, oh my gosh. I was like fangirling over the figs, and people saw me and they were like, she's so weird. And then when I was buying the mangoes, I asked the guy restocking the mangoes if I could use some of the boxes. And he was like, yeah, sure. And after I finished 1 box, he was like, do you want another? I'm like, yeah. And he thought it was hilarious. So you're either going to get people who think it's hilarious and awesome with the amount of fruit you eat, or you're going to get people who are really uncomfortable with it and just don't want to talk about it. And they just kind of give you the mean looks. And if they ever do find out how much fruit you're eating, they're like, oh, that's preposterous. So, you get the 2 different types of people, and you just got to take it with stride. And I'm proud when I walk through the store with my boxes of bananas. I'm proud of that because that's different. And yes, and people are everyone's judging me, but everyone's judging me if I did or didn't have the bananas in my bag. They would find something else to judge about me. So that's just how it is. And my best advice for keeping your costs low is go to different grocery stores. Seriously, I know it's annoying, but sometimes I'll definitely go to 2 grocery stores at once, and sometimes I go to 3 or 4 all at once. And Joe and I will be driving around on the weekends, going to Trader Joe's, going to the Asian market, going to Stop and Shop, going to Aldi, and we go to all 4 grocery stores. Also, I really never buy anything that isn't on sale. If it's not on sale, if the produce is not on sale, guess what? I'm not buying it. Even if I might really want it, I'm not buying it. Except for the exception of these beautiful figs. They were $5 for 6 figs, and that is a bit more pricey, but I never really get to have figs. They're more of a seasonal thing, and I definitely allow myself that special treat, if you will, when I see beautiful produce that I am just so excited and that I absolutely want and like need in my life. But to keep my costs low, I mainly eat bananas, rice, and potatoes. It was my main meals, really, and that helps keep my costs very low. And I don't care where you are, bananas, rice, and potatoes are always going to be some of the cheapest food you can possibly find, which really bothers me when people say, oh, I've tried it, I can't find, you know, low priced fruit, it's just way too expensive, I'd rather just buy the meat and the dairy. Whoa, I don't care where you are, meat and dairy is a lot more expensive than bananas and rice. I mean, that's just not even an excuse. And I do understand that places like Australia, their fruit is a lot more expensive. Absolutely, and that sucks. I'd be so upset. But you cannot tell me that bananas are extremely expensive. You know, you cannot tell me that rice is extremely expensive. It's just not true. So if you make the bulk of your meals around bananas and rice, and you have some satellite foods like some great greens or some fun grapes or peaches or oranges, whatever. You can have those as well, but focus your main meals around bananas and rice, and you're not going to rack up a big bill at all, really. So, I mean, that's just talking about keeping your costs low. But what you can also do to supplement the amount of money you do have for grocery shopping is cut out all of that unnecessary buying, like buying extra clothes that you don't need. Go to secondhand stores, go to thrift stores. That's what I do, and I have been buying some new clothes, but I mean, you can buy stuff online and get great deals. There's always great deals you can find, but you don't need to buy clothes unnecessarily. And you can recycle your old clothes. What I do is I cut up my old clothes. I mean, this wasn't old, this was actually brand new. And actually, this beautiful top is from drawn and produced by Handyman Bananas. So he is awesome. Check out his channel. And you can buy his shirt as well. But I cut up old jeans that don't fit me anymore and I make them into shorts. And you don't need to be spending an obscene amount of money on clothing and extra items you don't need. Go to secondhand stores if you really need something and look there first. Also, what I love to tell my mom is, it's less expensive than therapy. And she was like, that's a really good point, Sasha. Because when I was in recovery and I wanted to buy a lot of fruit, my mom was like, oh, this is going to be really expensive. And I said, Mom, it's going to be less expensive than going to see a therapist. And same thing with signing up for my pole dancing classes or even having my gym membership that I refuse to cancel, even though I only go like once a month. But it's just less expensive than falling apart and not being happy than having to go see a therapist. That's just, I don't know, that's how I see it. And also people like to also point out that it's less expensive than, being unhealthy and having to buy all of these extra medications just to keep you alive and keep your blood pressure down and all of that. So that's also something to take into consideration. Also, farmers markets. Go to your local farmers markets and let the farmers know, hey, I am a huge fruit eater. I want to come, here every week, every other week, and I want to buy in bulk. Can you give me a good price? And you know what? Most of the time, they're going to be so excited that you're going to buy a lot of their produce, and they're going to give you a great price. I really do find it so amazing that people keep making that excuse that it is more expensive to eat healthy and to go vegan. It's really the least expensive way to eat that I know of. I mean, rice and beans. That is one of the least expensive meals, as opposed to having steak or ham or, deli meats are expensive. Cheese is expensive. Milk isn't that expensive, and eggs aren't that expensive, but they're getting more and more expensive. And any kind of cut of beef is going to be expensive. Ugh. As opposed to buying a 20-bag pound of rice for $8 and a can of beans for 50 cents to $1. Really? It just is amazing the excuses people will make. And it's not even like they're being rude. It's just that they're making excuses for themselves to make it seem okay to continue with their lifestyle. A lot of people don't want to give up meat and dairy. They just don't want to, and they don't see the benefit in doing so. And so then they just make half-ass excuses. And to be honest, if you really, really wanted something, you're gonna make it happen. I really wanted this, so I make it happen. I make sure that I have the money to spend on my groceries. And this week I spent $101 on all of my groceries, and that's not all I'll eat. I'll also eat rice because I have a lot of rice on hand, and I have some potatoes in the fridge, which I bought organic at Stop and Shop at their overripe produce section for $1.50 for 5 pounds. And my boyfriend's gonna help me out with eating the bananas. So $101 between two people. Yeah, he probably won't be eating all the other fruit. He'll probably have some mangoes and have about half the bananas. So let's just say that's about $75 for me each week that I spend on produce and food. And usually I'm not buying this much produce. Usually I'm just buying bananas. So I will only buy bananas and just go through that because it's just easier on my budget. It's just easier on my time schedule. All I do is just buy a whole box of bananas and just have that for breakfast and just blend up 10 bananas each morning. And there we go. Just a simple banana smoothie. And it cost me no more than $3 each morning for my banana smoothie. Alright guys, sorry for that little rant. I hope that I gave you guys some tips that are going to help you when you do go grocery shopping. And soon you'll get into a whole vibe and a routine of what works for you and how much fruit you need to buy. Because some people, they buy a whole box of bananas and maybe can't get through it all. And if that happens to you, freeze the bananas, unpeel them, put them into a Ziploc baggie, and freeze them so then you can put them into your smoothies. And then you'll have more of, you can also make banana ice cream out of it. So there's really no excuse not to just go all out and just buy that box of bananas. You can always freeze them if you don't end up going through them, and soon you'll work your way up to having about a box of bananas a week. I think I have about, let's see, I have at least 10 bananas a day every single day. So at least I have 70 bananas a week. At least. Probably more. So, alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you later.